Hey GQ, I'm Eric Andre, and I'm going undercover on the internet. This is actually me. God, I fucking hate the internet. Wikipedia! Andre was born in Boca Raton, Florida on April 4th, 1983, the son of an American Ashkenazi Jewish mother from the Upper West Side of New York City's Manhattan borough, and it's incredibly specific, and an Afro-Haitian immigrant father who worked as a psychiatrist. It's pretty accurate. I've never heard the term Afro-Haitian. My mom was born in the 40s before suburbs were invented. So they were like working class families in Manhattan. Yeah, I think her rent growing up was like $3 and like a shoelace. Andre is an atheist and a practitioner of transcendental meditation. Yeah, it's accurate enough. I think atheist agnostic. I don't believe in God, but who the f am I and what do I know? It's kind of my philosophy. Submit! Cora! What is it like to work behind the scenes on the Eric Andre Show? It's incredibly stressful because we're pissing people off for a living. I've gotten arrested and I've gotten seriously injured. Taking a few trips to the hospital and a few trips to jail. Next. What would be the best person to go on Eric Andre's show? We tried to get Maya Angelou on before she passed away like a few times. We tried to get Gucci Mane on. I don't think Gucci Mane has an email. Does the Eric Andre Show actually have a live audience? No, and we intentionally like use the same sound effects over and over again, so it's like crystal clear that it's a fake audience. We want the guests to like psychologically unravel. We don't want an audience breaking the tension of that. Next, Twitter. Seriously, it's actually me. How old were you when your dad first thought that you were crazy? LOL. I'm sure like 2 years old. My mom would go, you were in the terrible twos until you were 13 years old. Then you were a teenager. My dad ignored me until I was 20 though, so he dodged a bullet. Replied. What was your favorite on the street segment? I like the stuff on the subway. I do a run of things on the subway. I feel like the most inspired on the New York City subway. It's like my happy place. Eric Andre, so you want POTUS to decriminalize all drugs. Are you f***ing serious, dude? So you want shit like heroin, meth, crack, cocaine, LSD, flocka to be legal? You make no sense at all. Sounds like you want to destroy more lives at a faster rate. Shake my goddamn head. Yes, I'm glad he said this. Yes, I do. Here's why. The war on drugs has done nothing to curb drug addiction. We have spent billions, if not trillions of dollars on the DEA and the war on drugs, which is wasted money. Portugal decriminalized all drugs, and they saw a decrease in drug addiction and a decrease in crime. Instead of treating drug addicts with condemnation and throwing them in jail, you should treat them with compassion and get them the help that they need. Blobby Light 83, you're brainwashed. God, I fucking hate the internet. Next. Eric Andre, how many times did you have to reshoot scenes for Bad Trip because people recognized you or your co-stars? That would happen, but it never really like tanked any scene too bad. You'd have some kids come up and get excited, and like a PA or sometimes my stunt coordinator would step in and just be like, hey, you know what we're doing? Also, anybody over the age of 35 has no idea who I am. Basically, like you can see through that, the movie, we're just like pranking moms. God, I hate that fucking narc guy. I'm looking him up right now. Blobby Light 83. He follows me. Oh, he's a fan. All right, I like him again. Is Eric Andre's OnlyFans real? What can he give us that other people can't? I swear if it's just him playing just the double bass. Yes, my OnlyFans is real. You don't have to search very hard to find images or a video of me naked. Posted. Eric Andre, I love your stuff and everything, but how did Disney hire you for The Lion King with all your nude pics on Instagram? I have no idea. You know what? Jon Favreau directed it, and his teenage son is a fan of the Eric Andre Show, so I have him to thank. I think Disney just has no idea who I am, so I just snuck in under the radar. Why is Eric Andre allowed to have this show? I ask myself that every day. I was on unemployment. I had like $200 in my bank account when I sold the show. It's still surreal to me. Adult Swim has been so good to me. I don't know why they keep ordering more seasons. Posted. Eric Andre, hey, how is Kraft Punk taking the split up of Daft Punk? His fan base needs to know. I actually think Kraft Punk is psyched because now it's his time in the limelight. Instagram. How do you convince such A-list celebrities to come on your show, like Robin Givens' Little Yachty? We try to show them as little of the show as possible and tell their publicists as little as possible. Reddit. What would the US be like if Eric Andre was our president? We would tank into the abyss. I think it's the most miserable job in the world. The economy would collapse. I'd be like asleep under my desk like George Costanza. Next. Have Eric or Hannibal ever been arrested for impersonating a police officer? No. So everything we come up with on the show, we pass through legal. We're allowed to impersonate an officer while we're shooting a prank in New York, as long as we don't make somebody feel like they're in danger. And we can't arrest anybody. So no, I've gotten arrested for much stupider shit. Submit. Cora. How did Eric Andre get his start in comedy? It took me like a quick 10, 15 years to get started. I went to a music college for jazz, daddy-o. In the middle of my college years, I started doing like open mic comedy nights. And then I moved to New York, and then I continued doing chicken shit open mic comedy nights for like a decade. And then I put together a primitive version of the Eric Andre show, and then sold it to Adult Swim. Posted. Why is Eric Andre obsessed with ranch dressing? It's delicious. Salad is disgusting, and vegetables are boring, and you gotta ranch them up. So, I mean, that question really answers itself. How many desks has Eric broken? I think we tally it up to like 14 a season, and there's been 5 seasons. So I'm no math expert. I'm gonna say that's like 3,465 desks, and I will continue to break desks till the day I die. YouTube. Wait, those reactions look too genuine. Is this a movie shot with real people, like sort of compilation prank packaged into a road trip? Yeah, it's a narrative. It's not a compilation. Like there's a narrative thread throughout all the pranks, but it is real pranks shot with real people, yes. Replied. Instagram. Jared from Subway lost a lot of weight and sandwiches. This is f***ing incredible. I now want to ride the train just to hear these. Any specific station or line you did announcements for? I just did general safety announcements. I don't know which line. I'm sorry. And nobody's told me they heard me yet. Ask a New Yorker. I'm stuck in LA right now. I'll be there soon. Next. How the f*** she put up with you? You know what? I don't know. And I ask myself that every day. Because that's my boo. And she is fine. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Signing off.